Hi, welcome to Neighborhood House of Milwaukee's first ever virtual nature time. My name is Nicole and I'm an environmental educator here at Neighborhood House. I'm so glad you could join me today. Each week we'll be learning about a different animal or something cool you can find in nature or on our planet. Are you excited? Because I know I am. Before we get started, let's sing the Nature Time song. If you don't know it, that's okay. You can clap along. Do you know it's nature time, it's nature time, it's nature time. Do you know it's nature time on this beautiful morning? Yes, we know it's nature time, it's nature time, it's nature time. Yes, we know it's nature time on this beautiful morning. Yay! The month is October, and this month our theme is creepy, crawly, cool. We will be learning about a couple different Halloween animals and why they're a lot more fascinating than frightening. This week, the animal we'll be talking about is active at nighttime, is our only flying mammal, and people are kind of scared of it because they think it'll suck their blood or get caught in their hair. With these clues, do you think you can guess what animal we're learning about? If you guess bats, you're right! We'll be learning about bats. Bats come in all different shapes and sizes. Bats can be as small as my thumb or as big as our bat puppet here. Bats eat different types of food as well. Some bats like to eat fruit. I like to eat fruit. What about you? Other bats like to eat bugs. I don't know about you, but I don't like to eat bugs. But bats do. One bat can eat up to 1,000 mosquitoes in one night, which is good for us because sometimes mosquitoes bite us and make us itchy. Bats are nocturnal. That means that they're active at nighttime when you and I are sleeping. And bats are kind of silly. They sleep upside down. They use the claws on their toes to hang on branches and the sides of caves. You may be thinking, if bats are active at nighttime, how do they find their food? Well, bats use something called echolocation. That's kind of a big word. Let's say that again. Echolocation. This means that they use sound waves to find their food. Bats will make little sounds with their noses and their mouths, and then that sound wave will go and bounce off of an insect. Then they will use their cone-shaped ears to find that bug. Bats live in lots of places. They like to live in trees or inside of caves because they're nice and dark. We even have bats here in Wisconsin. They like to live in our trees, in our attics, and sometimes our caves. Bats in the wintertime either hibernate or migrate. Have you heard those words before? Hibernation means that when it starts to get cold, bats will go into an attic or a cave and go to sleep for the whole winter. If they don't hibernate, then they will migrate. Migration means that they will fly somewhere warmer for the winter, so then they don't have to sleep and they can eat all year round. Let's read a story now about a bat trying to find his supper. Biggity Bat, Chow Down Biggity by Anne Ingalls, illustrated by Aaron Zims. As the moon shone on the salty sea, Biggity Bat left his mangrove tree. He went sniffing for some supper. In the branches, Biggity heard someone snacking. Crack, crack! Who could it be? A cuckoo bird nibbling on grubs. Hot diggity, said Biggity. Supper for cuckoo, but what about me? Below his tree, Biggity Bat heard someone crunch. Munch, munch. Who could it be? A leopard frog feasting on bugs. Hot diggity, said Biggity. Supper for frog, but what about me? In the water, Biggity Bat heard someone swallow. Glug, glug. Who could it be? A spoonbill bird scooping up shrimp. Hot diggity, said Biggity. Supper for spoonbill, but what about me? In the shadows, Biggity Bat heard someone chew. Num num. Who could it be? A green sea turtle grazing on grass. Hot diggity, said Biggity. Supper for sea turtle, but what about me? Near the water, Biggity Bat heard someone guzzle. Gulp, gulp. Who could it be? An alligator snapping up fish. Hot diggity, said Biggity. Supper for alligator, but what about me? All around him, Biggity Bat heard something hum. Buzz, buzz. Who could it be? Mosquitoes! Biggity Bat tumbled and dove through the air. Hot diggity, said Biggity. Buzzing bugs. Supper for me! A breeze blew through the grove of trees. The mangrove is definitely the place to be. Hot diggity, said Biggity. The end. Thank you so much for joining me for Virtual Nature Time. Before we go, let's sing the Nature Time song again. Thank you for the nature time, the nature time, the nature time. Thank you for the nature time on this beautiful morning. You're welcome for the nature time, the nature time, the nature time. You're welcome for the nature time on this beautiful morning. Yay! I hope to see you next week.